What am I waiting for? That's something I've asked myself many, many times. I've actually been wanting to make this video for quite a long time.
Bruh.
Um, but I feel and I realize how important this is, and the things that I have to say, and the way that my mindset is and my framework is. I understand that it can help people because it has helped. I've helped many of my friends overcome things and really go all in on their life. I've been sober for 8 months now, no alcohol. I haven't had drugs in years. Years. Nothing. And it's funny because I used to smoke weed every day for pretty much 2 years straight. But it was never a problem. And sure, I remember going through I want to quit phases and then actually trying to quit, and it was fucking difficult, sure. And I know exactly how it is. After trying to quit many times, I had withdrawals. I felt like shit. My brain was just fucked. This message here that I have, and what helped me actually stop, is what has changed my life completely. I wasn't ready until I was ready. And when I actually did stop, I didn't have any withdrawals. I didn't feel like shit. I didn't even think about smoking. Genuinely, the week. I will never forget the week that I stopped. I wasn't craving it. It was genuinely very easy to say no. I had friends offering me all the time. I just stopped. And the reason it worked is because I changed the frame that I was in. I have many of my friends all the time. Like in the last 8 months, I haven't had any alcohol. And I have friends, I have people that I meet, and they all ask me, why are you sober? Why don't you drink? And literally the only thing I ever say and respond with, which I think is the only thing that's appropriate to respond to that question, is why not? Why am I not sober? So I've literally flipped from I need a reason to stop drinking to I need a reason to drink in the first place. I literally operate on a completely different realm. It's the exact opposite. Why do I need an excuse to be sober? That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. So I haven't smoked in just over 2 years in February, yeah. So 2 years, 1 month, something like that. I don't know the dates because I don't care. But when I stopped drinking, which was 8 months ago, which is quite a long time after I stopped smoking, it was super easy for me as well. Like really easy, genuinely. I just stopped. I'd originally done it for a diet or committed to it, but I'd already not been drinking for a month and a half before that. Well, a lot of people want to stop drinking, want to stop smoking. They want to stop these bad habits, whatever they are. This thinking applies to every situation or addiction. I don't believe in addictions either. If you think you're addicted to something, you are. If you think you need it to operate effectively, then you're never going to stop. So when you disassociate with the meaning of I'm the person who drinks, I'm the person who smokes, I'm the person who does drugs, I'm the person who needs to drink in order to achieve the things that I'm trying to achieve. When you disassociate from those things, it becomes extremely, extremely easy to stop because it's not a part of you. From a lot of people that I speak to, they operate on a level of I need to achieve X things first. I need to stop being around my friends. I need to not be friends with these people. Or my friends are there and they smoke and they're influencing me. And that just comes from a weak frame. Like my friends offer me alcohol. I don't hang out with people that drink much anymore, obviously, because it is difficult. But it's more the mindset that comes with that I don't like, rather than the drinking itself. Like I still have friends that drink and I don't mind. Anyone can do whatever they want and I have utmost respect for them. And that's the change that I made, was that I respect everyone for the decisions they want, but they should respect me. Well, they shouldn't. They don't have to, actually. But I'm not going to spend time with people who concentrate more on drinking than moving forward in their own life. And for me, I don't think success, for me at least, is the path of drinking, is the path of smoking, is the path of doing drugs. That just doesn't make any sense to me. But when you put blockades or roadblocks or things that need to happen in order to make a change first, then before those things are even achieved, then you won't even consider making a change. So I need to lose my friends, or my friends are influencing me. So I need to get out of that situation to make the change. So to stop drinking, I need to lose those friends. But like, losing friends is a very painful thing, and that's probably something you'll avoid, because you need friends in order to, like, let's say you lose a friend. You want to talk to someone about that. Most people do. Emotionally, you need to let go of some things, and it's difficult to do that alone. I do it a lot of the time alone, but I give massive credit to my friends. Thank you so much, genuinely, that they help me through that kind of stuff, right? Here's a thought experiment that I give to a lot of people, and that I came up with myself, and it can genuinely change your life in 10 minutes if you let it change your life. So think of yourself right now. Let's say you smoke a lot of weed, but in the case of friends, and the things that I was speaking to a couple of my friends this weekend even, is drinking. Whatever it is, think about it. That is you. You're the person who drinks. You're the person who smokes weed. You're the person who does whatever, plays video games. Now, think about the version of you that you're trying to become, which is, in this case, let's stick on the alcohol path. I'm trying to become the person that doesn't drink. What is the difference between you right now and the version of you that you're trying to become? What's the difference between those two people? This is you now. This is who you're trying to become. What's the difference? I want you to pause this video. I want you to sit with this question 5 minutes, 10 minutes, write down everything that comes to mind from that question. What's the difference between you now, the person who drinks alcohol, and the person you're trying to become, the person who doesn't drink alcohol? What's the difference between that? And this is you and this is you. Write down the differences. If you skip ahead to the next part, which I'm going to do right now, you won't get the same results and realizations if you pause the video, write it down, and then come to that, and then move on to the next part. You may have written down things like, the difference is that version exercises more. That person has different friends. That person doesn't play video games. They don't eat fast food or shit food, and whatever else you wrote down. All of it's valid. It's correct. But let me be clear. Let me be so deadly serious. This distinction will change your life if you let it. If you think you are not ready for change, you are not ready for change. If you think you need to achieve things in order to make change, you will not change. The only, and I mean only, difference between you right now and the version you're trying to become, in this case, the version of you who drinks now and the version of you who doesn't drink later, is that version of you doesn't drink alcohol. That is the only difference. Everything that you did write down, he does these things, are all false. They just don't drink. There doesn't need to be milestones met. There doesn't need to be friends lost. There doesn't need to be food eaten, different food. Those are all distractions because you don't want to make the change. The prime reason we even do anything is to solve or achieve things. That's the difference. And this is what helped me change. And that's what I said right at the beginning, was that weed wasn't a problem for me. Weed was a solution. Drinking, in this case, it's not a problem that you have, but it's something that you're using. It's a tool. So I just want to quickly touch on having problems, or keeping your identity in the state of a person that drinks is the reason you think it's hard to stop. Because you are the person that drinks, then you must drink, because you are that person. But if you put yourself out there and you tried and you put everything in, then you're winning. That is a win. So for those of you that are drinking as a vice, for those of you who do smoke weed, for those of you who play video games, or you perceive them as something that'll get you closer to where you're trying to be or where you want to be. The only difference, again, between you right now, the person who does drink, and the person who doesn't, is that that person just doesn't drink. So to stop drinking, you just stop drinking. It's literally that easy. And if you think it's not that easy, and you think you need to achieve things in order to stop drinking, then that is true as well. You are operating on your level. I can't change you. But if you think it's harder and you think things need to be done first, then those things need to be done first. But what I'm saying is that for me, I didn't need to do that. I could just cut out all the shit and just say I'm stopping. And I stopped. And I didn't have withdrawals. And I didn't have problems. And yes, I lost friends. And yes, people judged me. And yes, people don't have the balls to say shit to my face, which is fine. I don't mind. But what I can say is that it works. And I can say it as a case study because it worked for me. But some questions you can ask yourself are, what am I trying to achieve? Like, what am I doing on a day-to-day, and what am I trying to achieve? And when you drink, what does that help you with? Or what am I actually waiting for to do what I want? What am I waiting to do to achieve or to make changes in my life? Why am I waiting to stop drinking? What are you waiting for? The only way you'll ever move forward is when you stop lying to yourself. Lying is very dangerous. And it doesn't matter if you lie to anyone else. When you lie to friends, those friendships will become very stressful. But when it's impossible to live life is when you lie to yourself. The only thing holding you back is you. You can blame whoever you want, however long you want to. When the change is actually made and actually happens, it's just you deciding I'm ready and then doing it. But that decision isn't a thought like, I'm ready, I'll make the change now. It just happens. It's an immediate transition. Or someone who's depressed. I used to be depressed as well, and I did this exact same framework. I was, and then I changed, and I needed all this permission. And it's funny because people who are in the framework of depression, it's tiring to say the least. I used to do this exactly. You're looking for reasons not to change, and you actually defend being depressed. Because again, it's a solution for you. Whereas I don't defend it, because it's not a part of me. It's something that I took advantage of, which means if I adapted to do it, then I can also adapt not to do it. What I'm saying is you don't need the middleman. Cut out the middleman, just make the change. To stop drinking, difference, that person doesn't drink, that's it. Just don't drink. You limit yourself by your thinking. No one else limits you. If you think it's not as easy as I describe, then you are 100% correct. If you think it's really difficult, that's exactly what it is. But it's up to you. Continue looking for other reasons. Keep looking for permission. I don't care. But I choose the simple route. It's so much easier. There's so many videos I want to live stream because there's just so much to talk about. But we can finish this video off with a little bit of God. Religion. The only thing I'll say, just to segue to the next video perhaps, is that I'm probably not a very religious person, but I'm deeply, deeply philosophical. If you can't tell, by the way, my videos are. I believe more in my philosophy, in meaning and whatever you want to say for life, than a religion would give me the meaning that I'm looking for, I guess. Regardless, my point is this. You don't need to spend all your time looking for reasons to change, when in order to make the change at the end of the day, it's just a choice. When you actually do change, you just choose to do it. Why do you choose to put things in the way of that change? Because you could just make the change, but you're actively choosing to make it harder for yourself. That's literally all I'm saying. Open your eyes a little bit more, and maybe you'll find what you're looking for. Just choose to be free, friends. It's much nicer.